departmental comparisons. We can take the Department of Population and Health. We can see some trends there. So if we look at, let's say, 2016, there's something happening there that perhaps we need to interrogate. And then there's a sharp incline up to 2017, and then it's dropping. It keeps on dropping. It's not rising. And all of this, as I said, helps us to address the challenges that we are facing in our research. Because the tool is also interactive, you can query for the name of the department in this search pane. You can query authors. You can put the name of the author here, and that information will come. You can deselect based on college, or you can filter based on faculty or department, depending on what serves your interest. Yeah. Because it has not been launched, we have not made it public to the university community. Now that the Vice Chancellor is going to launch it, afterwards, we intend to put it on the main university homepage for colleagues to engage with or interact with that particular research room. Thank you very much.
Registrar, provosts, deans, and directors, heads of department, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege and honor to welcome you to this August function. It is gratifying to note that you have defied this menace known as COVID-19 in order to be physically present at this event. Please permit me to express my profound gratitude to you for coming and to say that let us observe all the COVID-19 related protocols to ensure that our health is maintained and we have safety. The purpose of our gathering is twofold. To launch the second edition of the UCC research report, which is here with me, which showcases the groundbreaking research of UCC scholars and their interdisciplinary partnerships within and outside Ghana, and to launch the research report output monitor for UCC faculty members, which you saw there. The UCC research output monitor and evaluator, called the UCC Room, UCC Scholar, is innovative. It is the first in West Africa and indeed among the very first on the entire continent. Through UCC Room, UCC Scholar, departments, faculties, schools, and colleges can track their research endeavor to identify gaps and ways through which these can be plugged. It is a diagnostic tool to guide all faculty on how they are faring using the key performance indicators embedded in this web application. So after launching it, go to the website and see how you are faring. This is the second time that the University of Cape Coast is publishing a research report that celebrates the rich and diverse work of some of our leading scholars, researchers, and young emerging scientists. I am elated to say that it is during my tenure as Vice Chancellor that the first and second research reports were crafted and launched. This amply demonstrates my unflinching and outstanding vision and commitment to making our research work locally and internationally visible. The UCC Research Report 2017 to 2019 provides evidence of the contribution that UCC's research is making to our individual and collective futures, and of the multiple ways in which our committed researchers are succeeding in addressing the three-pronged objectives of academic excellence, research excellence, and societal relevance. Aligned with the Global Agenda for Sustainable Development as expressed in the UN Agenda 2030 and the goals of Ghana's Centennial National Development Plan Agenda 2057, The University of Cape Coast Short-Term Corporate Strategic Plan 2018 to 2022 is based on a commitment to pursue research that matters, research that addresses complex societal challenges, and in particular, challenges that are faced by the developing regions of the world. At a time of rapid social and technological change, UCC faculty, researchers, and innovators are tackling some of the world's most pressing challenges and intriguing questions. The research partnerships profiled in this publication show the breadth of UCC talent garnering recognition at home and abroad. While their subject matter is wide-ranging, from fingerprinting rice development system to manage food fraud through performing sustainability via cultures and development in West Africa, to studying the anti-malarial property of xylopic acid, to shedding new light on real-world socio-political challenges through literature, they have all played an important role in advancing our collective knowledge and connecting UCC with the world. Several messages emerge from the second edition of the research report. A cursory glance at this report indicates that UCC researchers and scholars are contributing immensely to research in 4 functional impact areas, which are knowledge expansion and innovation, human capital development, economic development, and societal well-being and quality of life. However, it is obvious that our fingerprint in terms of funded research collaboration with colleagues in our neighboring countries and West Africa in general is negligible, even though we share similar societal circumstances and challenges. Research problems are increasingly becoming complex by the day. In this context, we require both high-quality, discipline-specific and innovative multidisciplinary research to face 21st century challenges head-on. The role of DRIC in fostering interdisciplinary research is critical. DRIC could do more to promote, help develop, and conduct continuous training and capacity building for researchers and centers around designing and reviewing proposals for funding and evaluating the impact of interdisciplinary research. Support for training in leadership, communication, and management skills should also be offered to increase capacity and capability in interdisciplinary research. Through DRIC, UCC has set aside a proportion of funding for interdisciplinary research, bringing together science, technology, and mathematics on the one hand, and the arts, the humanities, and social sciences on the other 4 years ago. The fruits of this initiative and many others are evident in the second edition of the research report. I want to laud the DRIC Management Committee, chaired by the Pro-Vice Chancellor and the Director and staff of DRIC, for spearheading these initiatives. Shall we give them a hand of applause, please? On behalf of the University Council, I also commend all our dedicated researchers and administrators whose scholarly endeavors continue to spotlight UCC on the global research map. Ayiko. I didn't hear your response. I say Ayiko. Yes. On that note, I must say that this is the research report 2017 to 2019. And therefore, on this day of our Lord, we say that we are launching University of Cape Coast Research Report 2017 to 2019. This is duly launched. At the same time, we are also launching the UCC Room or UCC Scholar. so that from today we shall all go there and see how we ourselves are faring, how our departments are faring, how the schools and faculties are faring, and how the colleges are faring, and indeed the university in general, how it is faring. So again, today we launch the UCC room, UCC Scholar, to be used by staff engaging the extent of research impact and other issues related to it. UCC room, UCC Scholar, duly launched. Thank you very much.
My name is Professor Frederick Atuama, the Director for Research, Innovation and Consultancy, University of Cape Coast. This is the launch for the second University of Cape Coast Research Report, and then the launch of what is called the UCC Room, or the University of Cape Coast Research Output Monitor and Evaluator. The research report is the second of the edition that we have so far, or second in the edition that we have so far, and it showcases what our research faculty members are doing, our colleagues are doing in terms of research, and then it also showcases the kind of partnership that we have internally, that is within the University of Cape Coast, and externally with our partners and our funding agencies who are also external partners. Now, this research report showcases the work that our colleagues are doing in terms of health, in terms of climate change, in terms of sustainability, in terms of other health-related topics, which are interdisciplinary in nature. In the past 10 years, there's a lot of emphasis or shift towards interdisciplinary research, because we have seen that the challenges of today are not disciplinary in nature, they are interdisciplinary. If you take climate change, for instance, it is something that across several sectors. It is a health issue, it is an energy issue, it is an environmental issue, it is an economic issue. This means that in addressing something like climate change, you need people from different disciplines to come together to synthesize ideas in order to solve something which is of a global significance, such as climate change. So you realize that in this second edition of the research report, we focus much more emphasis on interdisciplinary partnerships across the departments and then the faculties in the University of Cape Coast. Then the UCC Research Monitor and Output Evaluator is innovative in the sense that it's the first in West Africa and one of the first on the continent. This Research Output Monitor and Evaluator is able to track in near real time the kind of research that we are doing. So it gives indication of the total number of papers that we are publishing every day. It gives indication of the total number of citations that we have every day. It gives indication of what colleges are doing in terms of the kind of papers they are publishing, where they are publishing, who they are publishing with. And it gives indication of the kind of dendrogram that we have relating to the kind of partnerships that we have across the globe. So it is very, very innovative. UCC is not just doing research which is citable or research that colleagues can look up to. UCC is also doing research which is socially relevant. So you realize that in some of the partnerships that we have, or some of the research that we have undertaken so far, we show the essence of social laboratories. That means that the research is done in communities within which we are operating, so that the relevance of our work locally will be evident. Now, we talk about COVID-19 as a global pandemic that the entire world is dealing with now. UCC is also one of the leaders when it comes to COVID research. Just last week, some colleagues at the University of Cape Coast published some research on COVID-19 in relation to access to water, sanitation, health facilities in 25 sub-Saharan African countries. So this is a big study that looked at access to water, sanitation, and health in sub-Saharan African countries, 25 sub-Saharan African countries. And this shows the relationship between the hand washing that we are talking about, which is a protocol, and then the health outcomes that emanate from observing these protocols. So UCC is a leader when it comes to research on COVID-19. Some colleagues from the mathematics department have also done some research looking at the evolution of the pandemic in terms of transmission rates, in terms of how the disease moves, the phases of the disease, and then the ease of transmission. And then they've done some mathematical modeling to look at how this disease will evolve with time. So UCC is a leader when it comes to COVID-19 research. And this work that we are talking about is evident in the public domain for colleagues to engage with. Now, what is left for us to do as a university is to make sure that we drill down on the findings of this study to make it very understandable for the layperson to grasp. For instance, if we were to go to a community and then we're talking about mathematical modeling of disease transmission, how are you going to portray this? And that is where the issue of infographics is very, very important. We need to make some graphical representations of these models, which can be something that people within the community can easily grasp and convey the information to inform the decision making that they make so that it limits the spread of the disease.